Burn it down. Whoa. Whoa. Guys, Seth freaking Rollins, Ultimate Edition. I felt like we've waited ages for this figure, and I am so excited to take a look at this on the channel today. Guys, let's take a look at the Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition Fan Takeover Seth freaking Rollins. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, SQD Will. We are Squared Circle Uncensored. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. In today's toy review, we're going to be taking a look at this Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition Fan Takeover Seth freaking Rollins, guys. Let's go. And you know what we like to do first here on the channel? We like to take a look at the packaging. All right, guys and gals, we're going to take a look at the packaging of the Seth Rollins figure. As you know, Mattel Standard Ultimate Edition packaging here. You have all the red on the border here. You have the figure off to the side, which we don't like. All these stupid accessories here. We have a picture of this Seth freaking Rollins. This is actually from WWE Clash at the Castle 2022 in his famous flamed entrance attire, that kind of Valentine's Day devil look. Really fun there. Fan takeover on the top here, legalese on the bottom. Fan takeover Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins everywhere. You have also this beautiful figure photography here of the actual figure. This is actually a really nice photo. Whoever did this, give them a raise, because some of the recent ones have been looking pretty bad. I'm just kidding, guys. They haven't been looking that great. I personally like this style, what they did here with the figure. This image looks a little better than some of the images we've recently got for that in-ring kind of live photo shot of the figure as well. So I really like the image they used here as well. You have also the bio, some of the copy here if you want to see. And then obviously the voting or the poll results for this figure. Those were the other attires that were up for grabs. This is an Amazon exclusive, guys. With that said, Amazon exclusive or not, we're going to get ready and bust it open. All right, everybody, we are back. We've busted this Seth Rollins open, and he feels good, guys. He feels good. So that's a plus. I know a lot of the Ultimate Editions that have been coming out have had issues with, you know, bobbleheads and loosey joints and spaces between the torsos, etc., etc. Not this figure. You're not going to have to worry about that here today, from what I felt so far. You know what we like to do on the channel, but if you don't, and you're joining us for the first time, we're going to get right into accessories. And really quick, I just wanted to note that this attire is that Elton John inspired Rocket Man attire with the fiery wings and the glasses and everything. So we really like what Seth did here with being quote unquote the visionary, right? But just wanted to actually let you know that that's where the inspiration comes from this attire. Love it. Clash at the Castle 2022. Seth Rollins, Matt Riddle. I could do without the match. Great attire, though. Match wasn't terrible, though. Seth gets the win after their long-awaited feud kind of comes to an end, because they were supposed to originally meet at SummerSlam that year. But again, Matt Riddle was not medically cleared. So they take each other on at Clash of the Castle, and this is the inspired attire because obviously they're Clash at the Castle abroad. Elton John, etc., etc. So we get it. Let's get into the accessory portion of this review. All right, everybody, welcome back to the accessory portion of this review. Now, this is a loaded figure because, again, the entrance attire is so intricate that there's a lot of components here. Again, I said that this was from Clash at the Castle 2022, and this was an Amazon exclusive, part of that fan kind of takeover event they used to have where we could vote for a specific figure to be made. So this was way back. I would have to say close to 2 years now. I would say 1.5, 2 years almost. I don't even remember when voting ended for this figure. I'm sure I'll put it actually up in the photo right now, just to let you guys know so you have accurate information. But irrespective of that, we waited a long time for this figure. So let's see, obviously, if it's worth the wait. From first look and feel, it definitely seems so, but let's get into the figure. We're going to start by reviewing the hands. You get these basic fist hands. They come with all Mattel figures. That's going into the bin. Right and left. I'm not going to show you both. Then you also get these open palm hands as well. You know, you can use them for chops, all that jazz. So there you go. You get two of those, right and left. And then the most important hands, the only hands that I think that this should have came with probably, are the whoa hands. So you get right and left whoa hands, whatever you want to call them. You know, three finger hands, but you can do the quintessential whoa pose with those hands. All right, now let's get to the attire. We'll go over the head sculpt last. Now, really like the jacket here that Rollins came with. Pretty accurate to the attire that he wore. It's got a flexible material. This is definitely not going to obviously tear, break, bleed off in your figure. It's obviously very easy, it looks like, to put on as well. So, very simple piece there. Not bad at all. Love the detail. Love the look. Again, some of the best soft goods. I do, and again, this is just me nitpicking, guys. When there's such, like, on a collar, like, cuts like this, I'd like them to be almost stitched. It kind of looks, like, cheap. It kind of looks cut off, but I get why they do it. I know it's an expensive process. My only complaint is we do have an Ultimate Edition figure. We should get some stitching and nice kind of borders on the fabric for some of these figures, right? I mean, we are paying upwards of almost $35 with tax at the very least. And then if you're obviously buying it prior to it coming out through another vendor, you're spending close to $40 to $50. Is it too much to ask for just a little bit better soft goods? We won't get too much into it right now, but that's my only complaint there. Next, you have the helmet, which was cool. He came out with the glasses. I do like that they attach the glasses to the helmet so you don't lose them. Great feature right here. So whoever, you know, thought that up at Mattel, hats off to you. Interesting designs. Got the horns, got the kind of almost like, you know, it's like a baseball cap. Strap back there, but it looks good. It's detailed. It's got a lot of paint hits on it. You know, you got the gold. You even have the faded black up on the horns, which is great. So I got no complaints here. You even have some little detailed around the edges, if you could see here, of the glasses. They're almost like buttons looked, almost like, or rhinestone look to them, which is really nice. Again, that's attention to detail. But again, can we get that in like soft goods and stuff too? Maybe. I don't know. Just asking. All right. Last but not least, these are the wings for, last but not least, for the entrance attire, I should say. The kind of fiery looking wings that you can strap onto Rollins' arms, and which he came out with. I like it. They look great. I mean, you have the black up here, right? And then you have all that kind of sculpted detail here in the feathers, which looks great. More sculpted detail in the feathers, I would say, with the orange paint hit than the just the molded red plastic. So interesting. They kind of painted, I'm assuming this is all molded in red plastic, and then they painted this, it looks like black, and this orange. So cool. And then it comes down around here as well. You get kind of like a furry look here, like a feathered look here, and yeah, looks good. Can't complain. I'm not complaining. This is good. We like this Ultimate Edition. And now we're going to move on to the head sculpt. And I must say, Mattel, you knocked it out of the park. It's a home run. I do not like probably 90% of the yelling / snarling scans that Mattel gives us. However, this one is an exception. This looks amazing. They did a really great job at actually capturing Seth Rollins with an open mouth, screaming, yelling, doing whatever you want to say, they just hit it. They nailed it. This is what I love. And I'm going to praise you to the moon for it if you do it right. And this is what they did. I actually, to be honest with you, am going to use this facial sculpt on the figure. That's how much I like it. I think it looks great, guys. Great job. Whoever did this and sculpted this at Mattel, the WWE design team, yeah, so he's got to be sculpting more of these. Or they have to be sculpting more. Sorry. I don't know if it was Bill, but I'm just going to throw it out there. They need to be sculpting more Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition figures. With this said, we are done with the accessory portion of this review. So let's get Seth Rollins into view for the head-to-toe look. He is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is Seth frickin' Rollins. And here he is in Ultimate Edition form. Specifically from Clash at the Castle 2022 in that unique kind of Elton John Rocket Man inspired attire. We finally got him. Now, let's take a head-to-toe look at this figure, guys and gals, because it looks pretty good, I must say. So, feeling this feels good. This feels like an Ultimate Editions figure to me. It does not feel at all like loose. It feels tight in the joints. It's solid. It's heavy. This looks great. It feels great. Now, Seth's facial sculpt looks amazing. I'm not sure who did this, but it is a spot-on accurate. You can't get any better than that, boys and girls. Look at how detailed and beautiful he looks, all the way down to the scruffiness in the beard, the kind of slicked back, wavy hair look. Love this figure, guys. Everything about it. Now, I do have here on mine a little bit, I think, of some paint, which I got to try to brush off. But other than that, guys, pretty cool figure. So with that said, here's a little bit of the head to up, down, all around. Again, no neck movement here. So Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition figures don't have the neck movement. So you just got up and down, left and right, swivel around. Again, standard butterfly joints here in the armpit area. You have 360 here in the arm. You have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Okay. You do have some wrist tape here, which again is painted on. I did see a review recently, which we'll go over this CM Punk too. They got to start molding this stuff on. For an Ultimate Edition figure, I shouldn't have this. It shouldn't be painted on the figure. Wrist tape should not be painted on the figure. It just looks cheap. It doesn't look good. You guys got to start doing it molded tape and stuff. I'm sorry. Get all these hands out of here. All right. So then he's got his hand up and down. Another thing I just like about Mattel figures too is the hands are so large. Look at how big his hand is compared to his arm and stuff. It just, like, my hand isn't really that much bigger than my arm. Their hands, they got to work. So two areas I'm being extremely constructive, guys, right now. Stop painting stuff on the figure. If you can go with a mold, go with a mold. I like it, especially on these premium figures. I mean, I would even pay $1 more if I had to do this. And I know you're reusing a lot of this stuff, but I don't know. I think it's time to change that, guys. So, and then the hands are way too big. So again, you got some articulation there. Now we get a nice chest crunch here, or as they would say, ab crunch, torso crunch there, and then a swivel at the waist, guys. So crunch here, swivel at the waist. You do have standard, again, Mattel articulation, double jointed knees here. You have the thigh swivel as well. You have a drop down at the hip for extended articulation. However, in this shin area, you're only going to get the cut there for the swivel. And then you get the toe hinge here, up and down. But this boot, the rocker's very, very small here. I mean, you could do it, But because he's wearing like this almost bell-bottomed effect here, you're not getting much up and down range here. So there's a lot of stuff that's hindering right here in the ankle area because of this bell-bottom pant. With that said, though, I did want to talk a little bit about the pants because the pants are awesome on this figure, and I really love what they did with this belt, guys. Look at all the sculpted detail in that belt. I love it. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I want on the wrist tape, Mattel. I'd love for you to transition stuff like this into the wrist tape area as well. I don't like when you do painted on belts. They should be molded. They should have belt buckles. It should be more premium, especially on an Ultimate Edition figure. With that said, it wraps all the way around. Love that belt with the SR on it as well. Then you come down, you have the flames coming up from the bottom of the pant, all the way from the shoe to the bottom of the pant, all the way up to the buttock area, which looks great on that side, and then on the back on this side. So again, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful attention to detail. All right, guys and gals, that is our head-to-toe look at this Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition Seth frickin' Rollins from Clash at the Castle 2022. You know what time it is. Let's bring him in. We're going to show you a little bit of comparisons. All right, everybody, welcome back to the comparison portion of this review. We've got our Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition Amazon exclusive fan takeover Clash at the Castle 2022 Seth frickin' Rollins. Jesus, that was a lot, guys. Let's get some figgies in here for comparisons. And to start, the cult of personality. There's Punk. And that Punk torso. Oh, I don't know if I mean, this could be our potential match, so I wanted to start off right there. So there's Punk. We can bring some other wrestling figures into that we're going to be reviewing on the channel soon. Here is a little fantasy matchup of Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat, baby. Let's go. Viva la raza. Love that. Love that Eddie Guerrero figure too, guys. You did a great job there. And we didn't even get to final thoughts yet or the review of that figure. Oh, yes. Here he is, Mankind. So again, some other Ultimate Editions that we have off to the side here that we want to kind of compare it with. So there you go. That is the Mankind new Ultimate Edition from Walmart, the exclusive. We do have a Coliseum collection here. Ted DiBiase from Mattel as well. We'll do a review of that channel soon. Sorry. We're going to be doing a review of this figure soon on the channel. Jeez, I don't know how to speak anymore. Money, 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 money. That's the wrong song, I know. Up next, let's bring in some other fun stuff. We'll bring in a Mezco figure. Why not? Just for the heck of it. Because I feel as though these Mezco are just, like, they're big. These WWE Mattel figures, man, are large. You guys don't realize it, I don't think. So let's bring that in. And just as comparison, I'll show you right now. Hasbro Black Series, Star Wars Black Series, Captain Enoch. Oh, if I can get him to stand. You may. There we go. Hunched over just a little bit. But you can see how undersized and how smaller Hasbro Star Wars Black Series is comparative to this Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition line. And then not only that, just, hey, we can bring it in. We can bring in some Yo Joe. There's Alpine too. And again, just much smaller in size. Again, 6-inch scale Hasbro figure, G.I. Joe Classified Series Alpine right there. So it gives you a little bit of a look at, you know, what you're getting here. And we can also bring in here, just for reference, a very much larger figure. We just got this Riddler in from those Amazon Black Friday sales at kind of DC Comics classics or whatever, you know, superpowers inspired Riddler. 7 inches. I mean, gosh, the WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition is basically a 7-inch figure, guys. I know people don't want to say it out there, but they are basically a 7-inch figure. Now, obviously, you're not going to put Riddler with Seth Rollins. I highly doubt that, but you know, maybe in some way, shape, or form, you may find a fit. I don't know. Here we go. Just for going back to Mattel WWE Elites. There's Rhea, Mommy. Now, Mommy, I do feel is properly sized. I know in the previous video I had felt that I think she was a little undersized. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I think they nailed her. And here's Dom Dom. Now, this is the Elite version. We're going to get into a little bit of comparison once we bust the Ultimate Edition open that we just found on our last fake hunt. So go check out that video. We did find some. Look up to the sky when you're in a Walmart or Target, because sometimes the toys do fly. Hey man, I did a rhyme. So, all right, guys and gals, we are done with the comparison portion of this review. Let's get into final thoughts. All right, everybody, we are back to final thoughts, and wow. So we have had some flops, in my opinion, on the Ultimate Edition line by Mattel for WWE. Couple of releases have been here, there, hit or miss, especially the mainline stuff. But this figure is amazing. Another hats off to you guys. I think this is becoming somewhat of a repeat occurrence here on the channel. Hats off. Mattel WWE design team, you did it. Steve, Bill, Robert, let's go. Keep giving us figures like this. This was worth the wait, long worth the wait. This one is awesome. So we absolutely love it. We give it 2 thumbs up on the channel. This Seth freaking Rollins from Clash at the Castle 2022 is the figure you want in your collection for every single reason we mentioned on the head to toe, the accessory review. It's jam-packed. This thing has no problems. These scans are great. This is a perfect figure in my opinion. With that said, don't forget, I am your host, SQD Will. We are Squared Circle Uncensored. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you liked what you heard and seen today, let's go. Subscribe. Join the community. And as we always say on the channel, be here, be squared, and we will see you on the next toy review.